So, of the many decrees that the Yevanim, that the Greeks put on the Jewish people, so we know that they forbade Mila and Rosh Chodesh and Shabbos, amongst other things. One of the stranger decrees that they put on the Jewish people was the following. Chazal say, Kisvu lechem al keren hashar, that the Jewish people were told by the Greeks that you have to engrave on the horn of the ox. Everyone has to have a horn of an ox, and you have to engrave on it, Ein lechem chelek b'Elokei Yisrael, that I do not have a portion in the God of Israel. Right? It's a strange thing. So if they want, for whatever reason, us to have such a proclamation in our houses, saying that we don't have a portion in the God of Israel, why? What does it mean to write it on the Keren Hashar, on the horn of an ox? There's all sorts of Torah that's discussed about that. On a very, very simple level, on a historical level, the reason for that was the following. Back in those days, if you had a little baby and the baby had to drink, from a bottle, they didn't have plastic bottles. They would take the horn of an ox, hollow it out, and that would be a baby bottle. And so what the Greeks are saying, the horrible decree that the Greeks were saying is that I want you to engrave on the baby's bottle that I don't have a portion of the God of Israel. In other words, raise your children from infancy with a sense of secularization, from infancy with a sense of that they're not connected to the infinite God. That's the decree of Yavin. That's the exile of Greece. Our response to that on Chanukah, the chinuch, the education that we have to give our children and give ourselves on Chanukah, is to engrave on the baby's bottle, I have a portion of the God of Israel. To raise our children with that mentality, to speak words of kindness and words of truth and words of depth to our children and to ourselves, and to always and to try to be mechanech the Jewish people and every single one of us with that sense of Yesh li chelek b'Elokei Yisrael, I have a portion of the God of Israel. And if we do that properly for mechanech each other in such a way, then the fruits of that labor will produce unbelievable avodah, unbelievable service, unbelievable tzaddikim. Things that we tend to think that our generation is incapable of producing big tzaddikim that maybe yesteryear produced. That's not true. That's not true. If we write on the baby's bottle, so to speak, we have a portion of the God of Israel, and we educate our children from the very, very youth of who they are, what it means to be a Yid. We'll see B'ez Hashem kiflaim l'sishia. We'll see the light of Chanukah, the light of our children being meisav ha'olich, increasing in intensity as time goes on. So Hashem should help them. When we light the Chanukah candles, we should be filled with that light, the light of a true chinuch, a true feeling of portion in the God of Israel, and we should be zeichet to experience the full emergence of the light of Chanukah. V'yis kol tzedek, and meher v'minu amen.
Thank you, Hashem.